Hey, what's up? It's Achilles, and today I'm playing Blackbeard. Now, I'm not a Blackbeard player. I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm a pro at this deck. But new starter decks are on the sim. Want to test it out. And once you play test a deck that you normally don't play, you get better against it because you know at least what they would play or what they could play to counter you, and it just helps you overall. So let's go into, I guess, the new cards that were announced in Starter Deck 27, which Alvaro, Pizarro. Sorry about that, I butchered that. But this is their common card. Active main. Once per turn, you may rest a card, and if your leader, or no, a full lead, fill a lead. Sorry, which is that stage card. So instead of using that ability that turn, you would rest it. And this, if your leader is Blackbeard type, this character gains 4,000 during this turn. Also on KO, draw a card. So with this is a very cheap 5,000 swing. I think this, far as I know, or as far as I can think of off the top of my head, this might be the cheapest 5,000 swing in the game right now. So that's pretty sweet if you're playing like a very aggressive version of this deck, I would say. But I don't think it definitely fit the build that I was thinking. Also on KO, draw a card, which is great. So you get to be aggressive with it, and you turn it sideways, and they have to swing into it. Because if they don't want you doing free 5,000 swings, they're gonna have to swing into it and give you a card. Then we have Katarina Devon. She's the 2K. I definitely put her in the deck for over the other 2K. I think the other 2K was when attacking, draw 2 cards, trash 2 cards. Just overall, I picked this one because some of the cards that I have KO, and just having that extra minus 1,000 could be useful, just depending on what kind of math you're doing. It's always good to have the option, and if not, just use it as a 2K. Now, if you do the effect on this, you will not be able to draw a card because she trashes herself. She doesn't KO herself. So on KO, draw a card. I'm guessing that's if you place her down, sit her there, and somebody decides to pop her, you get that effect. Which isn't horrible. The -1 for 1 cost isn't great, but like I said, just the option. Then we have our Kuzan, and this is another card that I added to the deck for sure. I thought it was good. I saw a lot of Blackbeard players that didn't want to play it for whatever their reasons were. I like it because it's a blocker. It's 6,000 they have to invest on to swing over it. And if they do KO it, you're able to play out a 5 cost or less. And you have 2 good targets for that. That'd be, I would say, Kuzan if they don't have any other swings afterwards that you have to defend. Or even Jesus Burgess, which if they do have a swing after it, this card can actually come out bigger depending on how much you built your trash up. So the fact that we can kind of get these cards in our trash and still be able to use them because we have this Kuzan that brings them back. I would say definitely a key part. Plus, it kind of defensive, keep your life up, and if they don't want to swing into you because you have that Kuzan, then he officially is doing his job and he's staying on the board, so you can build a bigger board. Now we have our other common card, Sanwan Wolf. Now I didn't add him to the deck because he's good. And let me, I guess, go talk about the leader. If your leader is Blackbeard type, this character gains blocker +1 for every 4 cards in the trash, and then it has on play, trash 1 card from your hand. I don't understand why they made this card the way they did. just the fact that he has to be in the Blackbeard Pirate deck to get his effect, um, that alone would like stop you from putting it into another deck. But who knows? Maybe if you have like a negate your leader effect, and then they can't play that card out because the trash one hand. Maybe, but it is how it is. I do like this card if you're playing like for a more defensive. It's not good early, but in a turn where you needed to survive and you have two of those things in hand, that's a really good play. And then it's hard for them to rest or KO it by effect, because depending on how well your trash is built up, it could be a 10 cost, it could be 11 or whatever. So I can see the potential in the card, but just the way that this deck is set up, I don't think I had room for it. Then we have our Marshall D Teach, which is one of the KO cards that we have in the deck. It's really good for that. It's a Jack effect, constant KO, and if you want to pitch cards for leader effect, cards for your stage, just for whatever reason, he's good to get him back, because he has on KO add one card from the trash to your hand. So you could essentially pitch for your leader, set him up, and if they do decide to swing into him or KO him, then you can get this back. Or even if somehow it got milled, I don't have finger gun pistol, but if it got milled, this card can get it back. And this is like one of the only cards that can get a card like that back from trash that I know of. And well, Man Cherry too, but this helps with that, and also gives you another KO card, having 1, 2, 3. Oh no, sorry, 3 cards that can KO. But we only have a few that can minus. We could probably fit a Laboon in here, just depending on if I go down in Kuzans, but we'll talk about that after I play the games. But definitely we have enough cards to kind of KO. We don't have enough to minus. We do have a good chunk. They are 2K counters, but we can definitely get some minusing done. And pop the meta, because that's what we were thinking. Right now in EB, it's low cost. You're gonna have your Sanjis, not Sanjis, Zoros, your Bettys come into play, and with him, he just needs 1 minus, and you're good to pop. That's where we talk about that. And then for the bigger ones, Blue Purple Luffy, when it drops, probably wouldn't focus on that. You probably focus on that he has 3 lives and try to swing into him. But let's go ahead and get into some gameplays. We are on sim, so we weren't be able to play. We're on dev, so we weren't able to play other people, but we got some people from the channel. We got King from the channel on. So let's go ahead and show these games. All right, so we're into our first game. We have 2 teaches, but yeah, we got mulligan because we don't have anything early to play, and this gave us things early to play. So definitely, he chose to go first, letting me go second, and we get another stage. So the first thing we do is we're gonna pitch that stage for this. This one's kind of hard to say. I think I want to go with the new card because it's the new card, but Liberation is definitely one of the key cards because he most likely will play 3 costs here, so we kind of can go for that, or we can go for Lafette and search, and that's what we end up doing. I'm thinking we'll set up and search. I definitely should have did my on play, a negate on play, which I mean, him ramping once, is that gonna hurt? And I guess it's not totally bad. It's definitely not totally bad. I'm glad I didn't grab that new card because we ended up getting the new card. Yeah, we'll start off with a search. We already have one teach in hand. I think I'm okay. And with that, with me knowing that the other teach is going into the trash, I feel okay if I can play out my 7 costs, get him back. Now I don't have any Jesuses or Kuzans, so that's what we'll go with. We'll go with the Jesuses because we need something for the other Kuzan to go into. Well, both our Kuzans to go into, and we already had Kuzan in trash, so it lined up perfectly. We're gonna go ahead and trash him and just try to decide where we're going with this. Maybe the 2K, but I think the teach are, if I grab the Kuzan, it's just because I'm gonna leader affect it. Get him in trash. So we'll go ahead and swing 7. And oh, I already leader effect. Sorry, that's how I got the Jesus in trash. So we're just setting up for him. He looks like he's gonna just. This is his 6th Dawn turn now. So if we block this, Asanji could come out and still pop it. But him swinging 7 kind of just let me know that he wasn't really going to swing. And I think his game plan here is to starve me out, which I don't think you can really starve this version of Blackbeard out, which I think I end up telling him like later on. But yeah, if he wants to try to starve me out, I'll just play out the Kuzan. We'll set up, search, find another, I would say, yep, Jesus. We'll trash that Jesus because we're going to get him back with Kuzan. Now that we have 2 Kuzans. And now we'll play. I guess here would be his time to drop a big body or try to go wide. That is a good option for sure. But we're pretty safe with him not going aggressive. That Luffy is very nice, and yeah, he plays another body and proceeds to try to starve me out. I decide here which one to go. I have 2 options, either the teach or the Kuzan, and I decide to do the teach. Since he's trying to starve me out, we're gonna go ahead and just try to pop a body. Give him -2. We just need -2 to get rid of the bond clay. The bond clay is very scary. And we'll go ahead. Just want to see if I want to trash a card from hand. And yeah, we go ahead and do that. What do I want to grab? We'll grab another Kuzan. And since he's not going at life, we'll go ahead and yeah, and we counter our 2K since he's not going at life. Probably not the best move, but definitely wanted to try to get him to start attacking into me. Just get a few more cards in hand. He lets us, but it also could be like, oh well, he ditched a 2K. He might have a lot of 2Ks or a lot of teaches. That could be in his mind as well. Just the mind game is a little different. We make him take. We'll see where he goes here. He goes 8, leaving 1 Don up. Definitely can counter. Just trying to decide what happens if I counter. He has another 8 swing and another 10. So the 8 we take. We go ahead and grab the teach. Just considering what other play do I have there. He ends turns again, not swinging, and I'm at 10 Don. So now here comes the shenanigans. We get to drop a teach, which I could also consider just liberation or black hole, whatever it's called. Zoro. But we're gonna stop his Luffy from making his leader 7k because we can't swing into him. And then activate effect, or before activating effect, let's dig in trash some more. Fill our trash up as much as possible. Another time I think I could have grabbed the 2k and ditched that Kuzan, because I don't think I'm playing it. Well, actually, I think there is a world where I play that Kuzan. So we can't swing into him. But effectively he has 3 swings. I have 4 life. Even if he drops a rush, we're safe. And then he does have a lot of cards in hand. So swinging into him, probably not ideal. Or swinging into life going for game, probably not ideal. And he drops another Bond Clay. Bond Clay is definitely key in this matchup. Just have it a 4 body that you can swing for 12. Definitely key. Now I'm debating if I just drop the 10 or I drop the Kuzan. Alright, so first things first, let's swing 5 into lead. See what he does there. He gives us 1k. And with 4 cards in hand, we can go ahead and just turn off. It's hard. He has a lot of targets that we don't want swinging. I think, yeah, we'll go ahead and turn that off. We'll let him swing into us with the Bond Clay, get it sideways, and then we can at least deal with it for the next turn. We're gonna go ahead and turn off leader ability. On plays. And we're gonna grab, yeah, another teach. It seems like the way to go for now. The Kuzan is gone. No counter in hand. They know what card we do. But with the limited amount of swings, unless 10 drop comes down, we look pretty safe. Alright, so he swings 7 into us. He could have swung 5, but maybe he forgot what card. And we do get a trigger out. And yeah, might as well grab a 1k Kuzan. A little glitch there. He'll swing another big number into our face. No blocking it, we'll take. And we'll go big into us again. Now, just doing the math, if he dons up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he can only go to 11. and our guy's at 10, so we kind of miscounted that. But if he does just leave one up for Gum Gum, he'll be swinging 10, which he leaves 2 up for Gum Gum, giving us another trigger, which is gonna pump our guy up. Just by choosing 0 friendly. Just save some time. Yeah, I could have added to hand and then leader effect, but we're gonna go ahead and just get him straight into the trash by not adding any cards. Trying to do the math. I really need 3 swings to go through. He has 2 up. We'll see what he does here. He Gum Gum. I'm guessing just looking for counter in that first life to see what's gonna be. So he gets up to 13 there. We'll just don up and go 15. We probably could have swung differently, but maybe him not knowing about me being to trash multiple, that may help. But we get him up there to 12 and see if this goes through. This could also be Gum Gummed and I'm screwed, but it is what it is. And bam. Yep. All right, let's get into the rematch. Now we got the double Kuzan. Didn't really get to play him out like I wanted to last game, but definitely getting him to block and getting out the Jesus was very nice. We're able to get rid of a Jesus. And which teach do we take? We actually take the lower one. Deploy out the Lafette. And go from there. Again, 3 Don, not doing leader effect. It didn't help him out too much last turn, but just the fact. And he didn't have a 3 Don play. So I think he's trying to starve me out again. And we'll see how that works out for him with the starve out strategy. Right now, he did play out a 3 cost. So I don't expect him to have a 4 cost. But we get the stage. Just because I know I'm going to trash it. It's just a good card to have in trash. And we're going to do the opposite. We're going to make sure he draws a card on us. We're going to try to get him down that way. Once we start playing our teaches, it's a lot easier. Again, he draws. And we got our 6 Don. So we'll go ahead and swing 5 and play leader. I mean swing 5 and play Kuzan. He gives us a 2K, meaning he doesn't have that many 1Ks, or he wanted to keep his 1Ks. It could be a bunch of bond clays. Also not as good. Trying to decide what I want to pitch, and we go with our 2K. Again, this all could be wrong. Definitely testing out this deck, and one thing I learned is I don't like it. I don't like it as the playstyle is. It's definitely a good deck for sure, but it only takes the big, the best and the biggest brains, the biggest brain to kind of pilot this deck and be on it. This is a deck I could see like after a hard week, not wanting to be able to play this or not play this deck. So we got our little fit out. We get our search on, leaving 6 Dawn. We're gonna search and find a Kuzan, 5 cards, which we're gonna pitch. We'll swing the 5 into life, see if he gives us another 2K R1. Boom. And just go another aggressive. And bam, blocker. The good thing is, even though it's a 6/4/6, he is over 5K. So if he chooses not to swing into my blockers, then we can at least swing with them. Force him to go into board. We have our Kuzan and we have our Jesus. So he plays out another Bond Clay, which is definitely not good for us at all. He chooses, let's see, 7 into our Kuzan. Which, him having 3 attacks here, I should have not played out. Well, no. It's fine. Cause now he'll have to swing into it again. He'll have to swing into it again, which I think blocking here actually would have been not terrible. I think that's where I made the mistake, because now he won't attack. As in, if I had blocked, I would have been able to play out the Kuzan, and he would have a choice of either killing the Kuzan or killing the Jesus. If he kills the Jesus, the Kuzan brings him out. If he kills the Kuzan, then the Jesus gets to swing. So that's how that should have been played out. But at the end of the day, I still get the free Jesus. So teardrop definitely to play. Here, we're gonna go ahead and swing 1 into 1 here. Try to get rid of one of these bond clays. So he goes ahead and counters. He has 4 cards in hand. So we're gonna just do that leader effect so he can't rush on us. And we're gonna turn off, I think, the bond clay. Yeah, we turn off the bond clay. Luffy would have been another great answer just so he doesn't get another 7K swing. But I think I want to swing into him and have him counter. Have him counter again just so he doesn't have that much counter. next turn, and he gives us a 2K. So that'll just make it all that easier. We'll go for game next turn. Now, his play should be to take out our attackers. Just leave us with 2 bodies on field. But he does play out the Luffy and then swings 7 into our guy with another 7 on board with 2 open down. So we can counter out of this, but if we do counter out of it, we can counter out of it and then block if we wanted to. We'll just block this first attack and then see how much down he throws on there. He throws up 2, which we don't protect. We can't protect. But that lets us know that he doesn't have a Gum Gum Giant up. So yeah, hindsight, it's probably better to just counter 1 and then block the 9. And then I could have probably tried to go for game. It probably wouldn't have been game. But again, the teach play isn't bad either. We lock down one of his major hitters. I chose not to do Bond Clay because I wanted him sideways. We'll let him swing at life. We'll turn off his on plays. We can't swing into anything, but we can definitely trash the Jesus. Yeah, we're actually good. We didn't swing into anything because now all you can do is either swing it to life with not enough attacks on board, so he has to give us cards, or he can just end his turn, which is still not great for him. And he drops that Tony Chopper, and I really like that Tony Chopper. It rests the 1 cost character or Don, so really good counter into the other purple deck, as well as Bonnie. Other decks like that. He's gonna swing 12. We're gonna go ahead and take that, no problem. Just let him fill our hand up. He throws 2 on him. We're not gonna block. We're just gonna let him swing in. Hopefully try to go for game. I mean, he does have... No, he can't go for game. He just didn't have enough swings. Oh, and he forgot that I made him where he couldn't attack. So I'll go ahead and block since he swung 11. He left 2 up, meaning for sure there's a Gum Gum. So right now we can definitely search. Maybe grab a 2K. We got enough Jesus, but I think I really like Jesus, but yeah, we just go ahead and grab a 2K. We're gonna swing 1 into 1. See if we can get one of his counters out. You know, if he's smart, he doesn't counter and he saves it for the possible 3 swings that's coming his way. He does have a blocker, so I may not go heavy, and he does block with one of the blockers. With him blocking with one of the blockers, I need to get rid of that Bond Clay. So if I do that, I want to play another card out. And I also don't want him to just be able to counter out of that 5K swing. So we're gonna go at least 2 over and what he could block with the Frankie to make sure that he doesn't block and counter. And he lets it go. I can just swing here, or he doesn't have any blockers, so I can definitely swing here, and I'm gonna play another blocker. So just in case he wants to gum giant or something like that, we'll just add the rest of the Don, so it's not just sitting there. And he's thinking, and yeah, he gum giants. Which he has some dead cards in hand. And he didn't, so he gambled to get the extra and didn't do the math. Was just hoping that it lived. He definitely could have kept some counter in hand, but I think he thought, since he gambled, I guess he thought it was done. Yeah, definitely gambled there. Didn't pay off. He can swing 12. I mean, I'm not gonna block. It's a lose because if he swings heavy into my Blackbeard, I either block with the Kuzan or something like that, and then he plays out the Soba Mask. I mean, it's a dead card in hand, but even if he has Gum Giant, he can't do it with this next swing. So I think, like, to be like correct, I think 12 should, I mean, not 12, 7. Like, I attach one down to Kuzan. That'd be the smart move. But swinging 12 here is, I mean, it's basically the same. I go 12, 12, 15, or 12, 12, 5, 6. He does have 2 blockers, so we'll definitely get rid of these blockers here. Oh, actually, no, we're not going for game. We have to teach. We can just slow play this. He doesn't have any cards in hand, and we just had so much life. Initially, that's what I was thinking, 12, 12, but I was just double blocker up. We shut down his big attacker, and we leader effect. Get rid of the 1K. We're probably not going to pop anything anytime soon. We'll trash for leader effect. And yeah. Just make sure you can't do any surprise rush or surprise the rest our Kuzan. And we'll swing 1, that puts him down to 0. And he's just searching for answers. I don't know exactly what answers he could find here, but alright, so he plays out the Luffy when attacking. He gives his leader all the Don and swings. We go ahead and just take that because we're going to end for sure next turn. This is, like I said, like a slow burn kind of build. Nothing he can really do. So, that was the showcase with this build. I think, if anything, I would make a few changes. Definitely would try out maybe, not taking out the Van Augers, but maybe taking out let's say, it's hard to say, maybe a few of these and then just throwing in some Laboons. Yeah, maybe getting 3 Laboons in there just to get some minus in there, so we can have like a -4, so -4, -3, and then our few minuses just to make our Blackbeard a little bit more playable. And we have like a few searches so we can find a lot of these cards. I think that's the way I would try to balance it, because I didn't really find a good time to play the teach because I didn't have too much minus, but at the same time, the way the build was going, we could even like focus on just like milling and then trashing and getting blockers out, and that probably would take out this teach completely, or maybe not, because this is a good card to recover your 10 drops. So yeah, building it this way where we have like some good minuses in there, or maybe even playing a build like this that will get them to focus on your board more than your life, and then getting you into late game where you can kind of play these small blockers or play these small characters and then build up your teaches. So I can see a lot of different ways to play with this. I probably leave it up to you guys to determine which one is the better one. I do see a lot of potential with this Kuzan, just dropping him down at 6 and being able to set up either your Jesus or your other Kuzan, and also not being afraid of pitching certain cards that don't have counter, because you're able to reoccur them either through the new teach effect or through the Kuzan effect. But that's it for today. Go ahead and let me know what you guys think. We're out.